has decided that we will contest the runoff and the people will finally prevail.
Zimbabwe opposition party leader Morgan Tsvangirai made the announcement in South Africa and adds he will soon return to his homeland. His pledge comes a week after Zimbabwe's Electoral Commission said Tsvangirai finished ahead of President Robert Mugabe in the March 29th election, but fell short of the majority needed to avoid a second round of voting. Opponents accuse Mr. Mugabe of delaying the runoff for weeks and orchestrating violence to hold on to power. The government has denied those allegations. Tsvangirai claimed he won the first contest outright. He left Zimbabwe after the March election, fearing for his safety, and now calls on the Election Commission to set a date for the runoff contest before May 23rd.
If ZANU-PF and the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission hope to retain what little credibility they have left, they will abide by the law and declare the presidential runoff election between today and that date. Therefore, I intend to return to Zimbabwe within the shortest period of time.
Election officials say the runoff cannot be held in the 21 days required by law and say that they need more time to prepare. Tsvangirai has also insisted that international observers and regional peacekeepers be allowed to monitor the process. But Monday, the government rejected his conditions and said international observers would not be allowed to monitor the election unless sanctions against Zimbabwe are lifted. Meanwhile, President Mugabe launched his election campaign and met with South African President Thabo Mbeki in Harare last week. Mr. Mbeki, who is an ally of Mr. Mugabe, is working on behalf of the Southern African Development Community to mediate a fair outcome to the political crisis. Morgan Tsvangirai's Movement for Democratic Change refused to meet with the South African president, calling on him to be replaced as a mediator. Amara Woods of the Institute for Policy Studies in Washington says it's vital for Zimbabwe election officials to take steps to give voters confidence in the balloting.
Having the results posted at the polling station so people could see the results at their polling place immediately. I mean, those types of gains in terms of reinforcing the electoral space and the independence of an electoral process, and core elements that would be needed in a runoff to make sure that it is a free and fair process.
Observers and human rights activists have questioned whether the runoff would be free and fair. Tsvangirai pledges to return home soon to begin campaigning. Simkins, VOA News.